It's been a while, so I kind of got busy with personal stuff, but yeah, I am back. I'm going to begin with where we left off. We discussed on type conversion and coercion and all of that. Now we are going to discuss something important, or more than important, kind of a bit of a complex topic, something that I don't really quite get at the moment. I know how it works, but I just don't get what the purpose for is, purpose for which it is built for, right? For example, what we are going to talk about today is something called maps and weak maps, right? So when I say I understand how it works, it's basically like, let's say we have a const m and we say new map, right? And we say that um, uh, m is equal to uh, I think it was, yeah, m dot set. All right, and I'm gonna say key one, and I'm gonna say abc, right? And now I'm gonna say m is equal to m dot set, right? Key 2 comma pqr, right? So what I'm basically doing is I'm setting up, you know keys into a map set, and the difference in this and an object is that you can go in a sequence and iterate them. When I say iterate, we'll understand that when we get into loops, but um when you are doing this, you are saying that key 1's value is abc, key 2's value is pqr, and if you want to go in a sequence, you can say like for all the keys that are there in m, tell me the values, right? That's how you can work with maps, but not with objects. It's like you have to reference the exact keys. Second is, um, the keys that you see here, right? Let's say key 1 and key 2, these are unique. Key 1 and key 2 are unique. You can't change their values, whereas we have seen before that if you have an object, right, let's say const obj, and say that a uh, is, I think it was semicolon, I can't remember, uh, a is 3 comma b is 2 comma, oh god, I have forgotten the object syntax in JavaScript, right? So yeah, I'm almost right. Yeah, so let's say you have said a is 3 and b is 2, right? And you are going to say const obj2 equals um, p is equals to 2, q is 3, and you can say a is 1, and you can say proto is obj, right? You can do that. You can technically say that objective is the prototype, in which case it will mean that you can say that obj will have b value as 2 as well, but we have changed the value of a to 1, right? So you can do that with objects, but not with keys, right? How do you retrieve key values then, right? So something like console.log, I want to get the get, you write dot get and you say I want to get the value of key 1, right? Right. Now if I go to my page and I reload it, we'll go to the console, assignment to a constant variable. Let's say let key 2, yeah, yeah. So ABC is working, right? So yeah, that's the idea of maps. Now what is a weak map, right? Let's say we have an obj, right? Or let's say we have a const obj equals uh, a is 1 comma, let's keep it as this, right? And I say that let wm is equal to new weak map, right? And I am going to say that wm dot wm is equal to wm dot set obj is new weak map. All right. So what I'm doing is I am putting an object inside of a map, right? So what do you think happens if I say console.log wm.get obj, right? Right. Because the obj has a value inside it, which is a is 1, right? But you have console.log wm.get obj, right? And whose value inside the map is new weak map, right? So if I save it, you see new weak map gets printed and not a is 1, right? The values of that are not getting printed. What happens if I do console.log obj? You get a is 1, right? But when you go to the map value of obj, you get new weak map. So this is how maps work. If you add objects into the map, it's called a weak map. If you um, define keys inside a map, they are called regular maps, right? But the reason I said I don't quite get it is that I don't have an understanding of where the particular use case of this would be, at least for right now. I can't imagine a situation where I use this very often, because if you have to go and store variables, right, or values inside something, right, you already have primitive data types stored into regular variables. You have objects which can store keys for you. You have something called symbols that take care of unique values to different things. So why use maps, right? um, Other than the fact that maybe you don't want to change the values, or change the keys, or have very unique keys to something. And second is, if you want to cycle through the values, right, instead of trying to figure out what is the exact key inside the object, you want to cycle through all the different keys, right? For example, if for example let's say I define let rainbow is equal to new map, right? And I say rainbow equals r dot rainbow dot set um, red is uh, hash 365 or something like that, right? And rainbow equals rainbow dot set green, uh, let's say we have hash 456 or something like that. Imagine that I am saving the hex codes of colors, right, for example. And rainbow is equal to rainbow dot set blue as 678, right? So now if I want to cycle through red, green and blue, uh, for whatever reason, without going into the specific key of it, then yeah, maybe maps get used. But I'm sure there must be a better way to do this, right? But yeah, that's how maps and weak maps work. And let's see in the next video what else we can do. I think these are called structured data, in how you structure different data with and associate them with other data. So yeah, See you in the next video.